So let's talk about how you started on Twitch, and then I want to talk about like the reasons you swapped from so many things. For example, from WoW to Hearthstone to IRL
you're good at
to
this.
poker to what.
Oh my God, you're good at this.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Okay. I started playing World of Warcraft. In vanilla, I actually only got to level 30. I don't know if you know World of Warcraft goes to level 60.
Yeah.
And I was like a gnome mage, and I was like doing battlegrounds, and I was like in a Rothi basin hiding in a bush shooting fireballs at these big fat cows that were jumping on my head. And I was like, okay, this is kind of fun, but I got kind of bored of it because I couldn't like outplay people that bad at a level 30, and I was like too lazy to level. Okay, so what happened? So I'm going back to playing my other MMOs, right, that I was more into, and had PvP where you can actually 1v5 people. So then I come back to World of Warcraft. I actually still can't level because I have a disability, you know? I'm like, I can't do a quest. I can grind monsters.
Bored.
No, it's not even, it's like too hard for me. It's weird.
Like, what do you mean when you say can't do it? Like, you can do it, but it's fun? Or it's just like,
no,
your brain is boom?
Like, I rather fucking connect my dick to a doorknob by the string and like run, you know? No, really. I can't do it to that extent. Okay, so, and my friend was like, dude, I have 2 accounts. I'll just give you my level 70 rogue. And this is like, WoW is in season 3. And I was like, okay, I'll play. And I had a warrior, and I'd slash followed my other friend. I'd slash followed him all the way to level 70 on a warrior. I didn't do anything. Okay, it was awesome. But he liked me so much, I helped him so much in other games, that he was like, let me do it. Okay?
Nice.
So I had a level 70 warrior. I played some arena. I did like 2 versus 2. I started getting, you start at 1500. It's like, it was ELO back then, so it's like chess ratings. And you start at 1500, I was getting like 1700. And then the first season I played, I actually got Gladiator, which was like 2300 or something. First season, I got Gladiator and a Warrior. Then my friend gave me this rogue. The rogue was named Reckful. Okay? I didn't even pick the name.
Could you please not? It's really bad for the mic. Thank you.
I just realized I'm talking really loud. My friend gave me this rogue named Reckful, and I looked in the armory. It was the only thing rogue named Reckful on any server, and I Googled it.
So did you not come up with the name Reckful?
I didn't come up with the name.
Oh.
And I loved the name. I was like, oh, wait, it's like a play on words. It's like opposite of reckless, I guess, you know? And I thought it was so cool, and I was like, oh, wow, thanks so much. And then it was level 70. I would have never been able to level. So this guy gave me this rogue and basically changed my whole life because I couldn't do it. Then I started playing arena on the rogue, and I got rank 1 the first. And back then, you actually had to be first place, like challenger rank 1 to get this title. And I got that the first season I was playing, the rogue. So it was just like clicked for me, you know? And this guy who gave me the rogue, he gave me it naked, but, you know, he had no gear, but you have to like get the gear. And then I managed to get the gear and play. And then I wish I played WoW a little so it'd be more interesting. But
I did play WoW a little, but like way after. But how many hours a day did you play?
16.
16 every single day?
For sure. Maybe more. When I would go to sleep, I'd be excited to wake up the next day and play.
And when did you start doing this? Like, how old were you?
I dropped out of high school.
You didn't graduate high school?
I didn't graduate high school. I dropped out because of depression. I was actually going to be the valedictorian. But I dropped out.
Wait,
I was really depressed.
What made it so that you were going to be valedictorian?
I had the highest GPA.
Wow.
Yeah. I dropped out of high school like way late in high school. Yeah.
That's crazy. So you were good at school.
I was good at school, yeah.
And your parents just like signed off on this? They were like,
no, because I tried to kill myself when I was 16. Only time I've ever tried to kill myself. And I'm comfortable talking about it, actually. I haven't felt that depressed ever since. What happened was,
I'm glad.
It's really pathetic if I say, but Asheron's Call, the game I talked about, I started playing when I was 10, was no one played it anymore. And I felt like this thing I practiced for so long and cared so much about for 6 years, which 10 to 16. And I was so good at it, and it was all I could be good at. I felt like no longer mattered. It was irrelevant. So, I mean, I'll continue with the WoW story a little bit. So, it's like 2008 probably, season 4. I don't know exactly the years. And then after I'd gotten like what's equivalent of Challenger top 10, let's say, like twice in a row, then this guy was blogging about me a lot. This guy named Ming. He had World of Ming, and it was a really popular blog. So many fucking people read it. It was crazy.
Wow.
And he was blogging about me all the time, and he called me like fucking the golden child and like some some fucking anime references and shit, like Naruto, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
Venruki, who's Venruki and different soda, were these pro WoW players who were looking for a new rogue, and they saw all these blogs about me and they tried me out, and that's how like I got to go to MLG, Major League Gaming tournaments, and then and of all the teams that had rogues, we beat all of them like 5-0, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's so cool," you know?
Nice.
And this whole time we're getting used by like teams back then ripped people off so bad. They paid just $0, and these tournaments had 100,000 viewers, and they were like, "Dude, we paid these Warcraft 3 players like Grubby so much.
Yeah.
Let's just not pay the WoW players anything. Like not compete with each other to pay them." And so they all.
That's like.
It's pretty bad, yeah. And we were 19 and 20, like me and my
That
teammates.
just sounds illegal as fuck.
Yeah, so they fucked us really bad, but we didn't know we were getting fucked. We were just like, "Oh my god, I want to play in the tournament." It's like the glory thing, right?
Yeah.
I want to fucking win. I want people to know I'm good. But
Yeah.
we were actually getting fucked really hard. Even my content didn't belong to me, so I made like 3 WoW videos. One has 5 million views, one has like, the other 2 have like 2 million or 1 million, and they don't belong to me. But back then we're kids. We have no way to pay to fly to the tournament. We actually have no option. We were like, "Oh my god, they're gonna fly us to the tournament so we can fucking play in the goddamn tournament." I couldn't fucking afford to get there. Actually, the problem. So when I started doing after that, I was doing like boosts in WoW to make money, you know, so I could fly to tournaments myself maybe one day.
Yeah.
And then I actually ended up making a fuckload doing boosts, but I was always using this. I never got banned because
How much would you make? Just out of curiosity, I have no idea.
Okay, so man, should I rat everybody out?
Me and people
Who were really good, a big group of us, all my good friends who were really good. We'd log on people's accounts, 3 people's accounts, and sometimes they'd be in greens, which is like the worst gear. And we would queue on their account and go undefeated until they got Gladiator, which somehow each game only took like 1 minute. We would beat people in 1 minute. But the queue ended up being longer than the game, you know? And we'd go undefeated for Gladiator in like 2 to 3 hours, which sounds absurd. If there was fast queues, every game was like a minute, and we'd go like after the queue, like maybe have 2 minutes. We'd end up going like 40-0 or whatever, and it'd be Gladiator. 3 players together would pay $900, and then we'd split it. We get $300. Yeah.
That's
so
bank.
We were making bank.
$100 an hour. That's bank.
So and we had it all figured out. We had like Ping Zapper or something that we had spoofed IPs to where these people lived every time, and we talked to them.
Wow.
And then it just we had it all figured out, and we did this all day. Okay. And this was like season 8 and season 9. When you go on your Battle.net account, you see how many accounts you've logged in. I had over 200 accounts in the end.
100 times 300.
60K.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the first money I ever made. Was just selling that. But then I didn't get banned. People always thought that I got banned for doing that. I actually got banned years later while I was streaming for just troll. I wanted to play somebody in my chat's account just to see what their character was like Paladin. And I accidentally got them high rank because I was playing with really good people, and Paladins were fucking broken, the red Paladins. And
had you streamed it in the past?
I hadn't streamed a cell,
yeah.
You know, but this
But
thing,
this time you did it just for fun.
I was doing it just for fun. Yeah. I just happened to get a high rating. They thought they perma-banned me. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of makes sense.
They perma-banned me. No, it's pretty crazy.
What doesn't make sense is that you had done it so much before.
They basically perma-banned me just for account sharing, which everybody shares accounts in WoW. It's like not allowed, but everybody's played like their friend's account. It's not a big deal. I put a lot into that character, you know. It sucks. I pretended I wasn't angry at the time. Fucking pissed. Yeah, fucking pissed. Yeah.
Wait, why didn't you show it?
Show what?
That you were so mad about it.
I don't know. I just wanted to feel cool to myself that I don't care. Like, I don't need this. It's Pat behind me. Fuck it. You know?
And this was like after your WoW days.
Like, I don't need these fucks. No, there was even a meme because I was like, I wouldn't play fucking WoW at this point.
If they paid me?
If they paid me $10 million for a year. And everyone was like, you're fucking lying. You would do it. And I was like, I'm not fucking lying. You know, I was so mad.
Were you fucking lying?
No, I actually, at that point, there was no fucking way I'd do it. Like, Forsen backed me up. He was like, he wouldn't have done it. Like, you know, I wouldn't. I was that mad about it. Yeah. So, I'm playing for years in the tournaments and getting like, okay, so, actually, the last MLG I got first is the very last MLG for WoW. Anyway, all these tournaments happened, and then WoW kind of was dying off a little bit after the tournament scene died and new expansion, whatever. And I made that last video that got the 5 million views, and we went 117-4 or win-loss, which was insane at the top because we were playing against the best people.
Yeah.
And then with my friend Talbadar, who later was my roommate, and we had a gaming house kind of like you guys. I quit WoW for a while. quit WoW for a while to go play poker because I thought it was cool. Yeah, so I thought it was...
So before you started streaming,
before I started
streaming,
played a lot of poker, thought it was cool. At the very beginning, I was a losing player for a long time, but I had some money saved up from doing sells, so I didn't care. I was playing like low stakes, like $300 or something. And then I actually started becoming a winning player, and like I remember this one week I won like $1,000 7 days in a row, and I always would leave when I was up $1,000, and I was like from 300, to 1,300, and then I was like, wow, I'm actually pretty good. And then I don't know. I eventually I was actually driving to a casino here in California from my parents' house, which was really far, and just to do this. And how old am I? God, I'm trying to remember everything. Sorry. So the poker, I got a little bored of it. I mean, I was driving to a casino every day, playing with like old people, and like it's not that exciting. And it's like, it was hyped to me for a bit. Poker ended. It wasn't. And what ended it, I think, was Talbot approached me, my teammate that went really good record. He was like, dude, there's this game being made. This guy approached me to help develop his game, and he's into the idea of being a game dev. And it's like a PvP game. They're kind of trying to base it on WoW. Some game, it was called Forge. And Talbot was like, dude, you're like, this thing called Twitch came out, and like you're so popular, we should work with these guys, make the game, and you could stream advertising their game. And he knew what streaming was. I didn't even know what it was. It's because of Talbot I started streaming, and Snuts. So Snuts was also working on this game Forge. So we're sitting there in this PvP game Forge and testing it out. And I remember this call I had with the main developer of the game. He spent $2 million on the art of the game. It was really nice art. Okay. I'm saying, dude, I'm telling him, I'm an archer in this game. And when I shoot an arrow, there's no animation unless I hit the target, and then it shows the animation. And I'm like,
how?
And I'm like, there's no immersion. It's terrible. Like I'm shooting. I don't see anything unless I hit the target, and then it shows. It's the dumbest shit ever. He didn't think it was a problem. I was talking to him for 2 hours. I could not convince this guy that it's important to see an arrow when you miss. So he wasn't listening at all. It was really annoying. And then anyway, we were hyped though a little bit because we were like, this game actually looks like it has potential to be cool if he listens to us. Yeah. And then we could work on it. And he's promised us we could work on it if it becomes popular. Just an empty promise, right? We got paid $0. Then I started streaming on Twitch, and I actually came back to WoW to stream on Twitch to end up trying to work on this game. That was my goal. And then this Forge game died completely, and this guy never gave us anything. But when you
first started streaming, did you play Forge?
No, like, let's say
your first
WoW
stream.
First time.
Oh, okay.
And then,
but the idea behind like starting streaming was for that game.
Yes, and this was 2012. The very first stream, my very first Twitch stream ever, 3,000 people tuned in.
That's wild. Like, how did you get the word out? Or did people just like see you in the WoW directory and they're like, I've seen his videos. Yeah, that's it.
And I've seen him at tournaments. And
what year was this?
Oh, 2012.
Okay.
Okay, Soda was getting like 1,000 viewers or so at this time. And then he was like, who the fuck is this guy? This is going to die quick, 3,000, no way, Then my viewer count quickly went up, and I started getting 10,000. And I remember he donated one time to me, and he was like, dude, this is insane. How are you getting 10,000 viewers? It was like 2012, right? I can't believe it. Like, congrats. Like, it's crazy. I didn't think you would last, And then we played together. We played Arena together a bit and stuff like that. And it was really funny. I remember having a good time. Then he's returned the favor to me so many times now, So it's a good friendship. Yeah, it's a good friendship.
Yeah.
What did I want to say? Oh, about the Forge game. So the game completely died.
Yeah.
And it didn't, but it made me start streaming.
Yeah.
So this shitty dev, and I actually realized I like making games.
Initially as a sellout.
Yes, I started as a sellout initially. And then, I wanted to work on games.
Yeah.
And then, actually, the highest devs in Blizzard would contact me asking how to make their game better. They would email me. Yeah, and WoW. And they would take my changes. And one time, I did something cool. After I went 117-4, I said, I think my shit's overpowered. I nerfed myself, which made me, I was like, oh, this makes me look cool. Maybe they'll hire me one day.
Oh,
yeah. No, but I actually felt overpowered.
You literally nerfed yourself.
I nerfed myself, and that's why I couldn't win. Talbot and I, we talk about this all the time. There's no way we would have lost BlizzCon that year. Because I went.
If you hadn't?
If I hadn't nerfed myself, because we went 117-4. Yeah. I mean, it was fucking insane. Like, we couldn't lose. Getting into 10K viewers and stuff in 2012, beginning of 2013. I'm really hyped on everything. And I don't know. I suddenly get like a little bored of WoW, and like things take the downturn with the, just like when I got a little bored of IRL, and then things are taking a downturn. I'm like kind of getting annoyed on stream where I'm like, people are saying stuff like,
that's the worst feeling.
People are saying something that like, oh, you should have done this in the game, and I'm like, no, I shouldn't have done. No, you're completely wrong, and I'm like freaking out, like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. That's the last thing I should have done, you know, and so then I'm getting like like I don't like who I am, and like I'm getting less viewers. I remember I was getting down from 10,000, I went down to like 6,000, and then I just took a break for a while, like a few months, and Soda always talks about this. Actually, this is the time that he got really popular, because then like everyone had like a happier, better guy to go watch, No, but it's fine, He is a happier, better guy to watch most of the time, So that's fine. And then what happened next was Hearthstone came out. And I got it. Since I was popular in WoW, when I first started playing Hearthstone, I was a top Hearthstone streamer. I had like, the first day Hearthstone came out, I had like 25K viewers. I'm like, wow, this is really a lot. This is 2013. And every day I would have 25K viewers. Like, what the fuck is so many viewers?
Yeah.
And what happened was...
Oh my God.
What happened was there was an invitational tournament that Blizzard set up. And they invited... like Crip and me and Trump and Day 9 and a lot of popular people to play in this, and Artosis from StarCraft commentary, really cool guy. They invited all of us to play. The first matches were off stage for some reason, and people didn't see them. So me against Day 9, I won, and it was cool, and I felt good. No one saw, and I actually I had this deck that a friend of mine from WoW. So a friend of mine from WoW named Reels, who was always against me at the tournaments, he was really smart with card games, and I think he played Magic and stuff. Now he works for Blizzard on Hearthstone. But before he had even played the game, he made this deck Freeze Mage. Before he had played the game, when the game was in beta, he just thought of it, just looking at the cards, which is amazing. It's hard
crazy.
It's hard to explain, and it was like the biggest. It was a really popular deck, and I was like, "This is crazy." You made this deck, and I called my deck Reels the Mastermind because he's really smart. And then I'm like so hyped to do well with this deck that he made for me, and everyone knows what happened. So I missed lethal, and I would have won. And it was the first. I beat Day 9, and then I was against Crip, and I actually already won the game. I just had to use 2 cards at the opponent's face, and somehow I didn't realize that I didn't look at his health.
Were you particularly nervous, or was it just like an accident? Like it happens sometimes. You miss lethal sometimes.
I know exactly what it was. It was that I played the game so little. It's in beta, and I associated the card Frostbolt with Ice Lance, which you had to use Frostbolt first to use Ice Lance.
Yes.
But my brain was thinking about it backwards, where I didn't think I drew a card that did damage because I thought I needed Ice Lance or something.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But it didn't actually make sense at all. It was my automatic thing. When I drew Frostbolt, I was like, oh, that doesn't do anything. And then I was like, I went with my turn. 5 seconds. Within 5 seconds, I already made the mistake of not playing the Frostbolt in the Pyroblast. Because Pyroblast was 8 mana. I just like to kill the guy. I was like, oh, I can Pyro, and I can't kill him. He had 14, and I had Spell Power, and it was like 11, and like a ping, and that would be 12. And I was like, I didn't realize Frostbolt. I could just shoot Frostbolt, I win. And then if I win that game, I win the tournament because the deck was so broken.
Yeah.
I win for sure.
Yeah.
And then Crip always jokes, he's like, no, it wasn't even close. I won 3-0 because my other decks were terrible.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So that happened, and then I got depressed.
Really?
Of course, because everyone thought I was retarded, and I'm not retarded.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at that.
No, it's totally fine.
It's funny to hear you say that.
Everybody actually thought that I had a problem, that I'm so stupid.
What?
I can't add 11 and 4.
I don't think it was.
That's how I felt.
Oh, yeah.
So then I didn't stream for like months, and then like during this time, I lost the top spot in the Hearthstone section.
Cyberbullying, man.
Yeah. So I was actually like scared to turn it on because I was like, oh my god, everyone's gonna make fun of me the whole time, and I cared a lot because I take pride. It's the funniest thing because I take pride in my math skills.
Okay.
So they think I can't add 11 and 4. I was like, come on, it sucks, man.
Yeah. But from like letting people kind of like silence you and stop you from streaming, aren't you doing exactly that? You're letting that stereotype live on.
No, you're right. Yeah. But I couldn't.
But I understand it's very hard to get past and just be like, I'm gonna prove people wrong.
Right. So then what happened was after a few months I came back and I was like, I'm gonna prove people wrong.
Nice.
And I played Hearthstone for a long time. Like every day I would just play, and I people were having fun watching me play Hearthstone for some reason. I wasn't as popular as I was, before I took the break. But I think I did well playing Hearthstone for a while, and I got Legend rank 1 at the very end of a season once, which was on stream, which was like Challenger rank 1. It's really hard, and you have to win like 50 games in a row or something retarded. Yeah. I got so lucky.
Wouldn't people like stream snipes your deck?
Yeah, they stream snipe. But that's why it's so fun. That's why I'm like, when I got it, first of all, I'm fat because I've been sitting there playing Hearthstone for so long. And I'm like, I got it on stream. I got it on stream because I had gotten it before, but not on stream. I got like a rank 6 on stream before. Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild. A bit of a TLDR. You swapped from WoW to Hearthstone because you were bored of WoW. Hearthstone, what made you switch to either doing poker, IRL, or whatever happened after? Is it kind of the same cycle?
Oh man,
like you do things till you kind of get bored of them.
It kind of is that.
Then
cycle.
You're like, F.
But I know the story. So I was at Seat Story Cup, which is a Hearthstone tournament, really fun tournament in Germany. I went to this tournament, like Forson's there, we're hanging out. We had a good time, and then we're all hanging out. Actually, like I was walking down the streets, and Forson played a prank on me where he pretended he was jumping me. And I was walking with just some girl who was like hanging out at the tournament, and it's really funny what happened. He jumped us, like wearing something, and I left her. I left her behind. I don't know her that well, but I knew her.
But
actually, you guys know her.
Ass.
It was Kelly Jean was just walking with me.
I know her.
She was just walking with me, and I just ditched. Like I was like out, and I felt really bad after. I was like, wow, that's my natural instinct to just run and leave her behind. That's fucked up. But some people say I don't have empathy. I don't know if that's empathy. Maybe it's not. For some reason, my viewers are always trolling me that I don't have empathy, or maybe they really think so. Because I had this awkward, like, after breakup call with my ex-girlfriend, which is really embarrassing, like, on stream. I was doing, like, some...
I remember.
Everybody remembers.
Okay, wait. I don't even know where we're at in the story.
We're all
but
over
can
the
you
place,
just explain that a bit?
What happened was, she was my girlfriend from high school, and she was with me through all the depression and suicide attempts and everything. And she was awesome, right? Jenna. And the thing is, okay, we were good for a long time. We actually would like sit side by side, and I got her into WoW because I was playing Asheron's Call. I needed her to like be doing something on the computer. So she got into WoW. She got into WoW before I really did, and she got level 60 in vanilla as like a mage, undead mage. Her name was Cassidy. Like, we're together for years, but then she's going off to, it's 2013. God, we were together for so long. Since 2006. 2013, she's going off to college.
Holy.
2 options where I go live near her when she's going off to college. Or I had my Talbadar and Venruki all invited me to go live in a gaming house in Austin. And I was like, it was a hard decision. It was a really hard decision, actually. But I was like, okay, I'm going to go live at the gaming house. So then we were long distance. And then I was like, I don't know if this is going to work out. This long distance. We've been together so long. It's weird to break up.
Was that in like 2013?
Yeah, it's way before we broke up.
Okay.
So we're long distance. And I'm like, we were talking about it all the time. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Maybe we should just be back together after. It's years. We're going to be apart, right?
Yeah.
And, she still wanted to be together. And would get really depressed if I talked about, no, I want to be together, which I could vibe with because I'm depressed. And I'm like, okay. So then I, at some point, I wanted it to be an open relationship, which is really awkward. And I told her about this.
So basically your issue with long distance was like...
It was too much. I was like, didn't want to be together. I wanted to get back together someday in the future, maybe.
Okay.
So, but I was just like, let's be in an open relationship. And she wanted to be with me so bad. It's really awkward this way because she wanted to be with me so bad that she was okay with that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's really terrible though. No, but
yes.
So I should have just cut it off and let her be really sad. But then that was awkward for me. It put me in a really tough spot that I should have dealt with better, obviously.
Yeah.
And then when we
But I also I want to say, not to like play in your defense too much. Those are just like shitty things that you go through in relationships.
Before this, we both did cheat on each other. She cheated on me once over the 9-year relationship.
Yeah.
She cheated on me once pretty early on. And then I had cheated on her once, actually twice, later on. So just to be completely transparent.
Order?
Yeah, no, it's not the order. Yeah, it is the order. She did.
That is the order?
It was first, yeah. So I somehow I was at fucking PAX, and there were girls in cosplay and stuff that I somehow fell for a girl in cosplay. That is weird that it happened. Okay. My whole chat's like doesn't understand how this happened, but it happened. And I don't fucking know, dude. Like,
okay, wait. I just think it's funny the way you brought that up. You're like, this girl in cosplay, I just fell for her. Like, was there something about the cosplay? Was this like,
she was dressed up as Link.
Met her.
She was dressed up as Link, and I was streaming at PAX.
Okay.
And she came up on the stream and played the ocarina, and I was like, oh, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Okay.
You know?
Uh-huh.
And yeah. Anyway, God, I really don't want to talk about that part of my life. But
and this was while you were in a relationship.
Yeah, the open relationship though.
Oh. Okay.
And then what happened was we broke up. We broke up not too long. You and Jenna
broke up.
Not too long after that. And then the very next day, we had just broken up, and I was streaming, and she called, and I was like, I was in this mindset where like I want to be completely transparent about everything with my stream at all times. You know, I'm cool because I'm honest.
She knew you were streaming.
I'm honest and cool. She knew I was streaming.
Yeah.
She knew I was streaming, and I picked up the phone. I was like, I'm streaming. You sure? I didn't maybe said it. I probably was way ruder than this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm streaming. You want to talk about this right now? I'm fucking like streaming.
Yeah.
You know, I'm probably rude.
Okay.
And then she did want to talk about it right there, and then I was like shitting on her a bit. And it was bad. And that's what you saw. Yeah. So.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Do you regret trying to be that transparent with it?
Before that, it was awesome to be that transparent about everything. Like, I felt like, man, I'm this cool, honest person and everyone else is fake. You know, I had this feeling. But I totally understand now the reason for wanting to be private about certain things as a streamer. I get it. I was a kid. I was like immature. I was immature. I wasn't. You know,
what like made you realize that? Did something backfire that you were
being in a relationship with Becca?
Actually, I guess
being in a relationship with Becca, she's actually a streamer also, and then like, you know, us things we had to go through together, and then like when I was in the real deep depression, just not too long ago when we were in Japan. We were in Japan for like my third time in Japan, and it's like. I do think the city's awesome, but it was getting less and less hype for me, and I was getting into the depression where I was like, damn, these things aren't cool for me anymore. Like, it was so exciting for me, you know, this kind of thing. And then I was in the point where I was like, I don't know if I can be in a relationship when I just feel like such a piece of shit, and I'm just going to make you feel like a piece of shit. And she still wanted to be with me, and I feel like I'm dragging her along on my shit, you know? And it's just taking us both down instead of she does her own thing.
Like, you felt like you... weren't good enough of a person to treat her the way she should be treated.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Oh,
what?
I feel like you just like saying.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
How does it feel to kind of put yourself out there in facets like that, whether it be relationships or even friendships? I remember seeing all the like Mitch, Reckful stuff. Putting yourself out there in these situations and trying to be transparent and then reading people's interpretations of it.
That's the
people
worst.
Telling you Reckful broke up with her because of this, or like Becca should do this.
No, they think no. The worst thing for me to read is he just broke up with her because he wants to fuck her and fuck other people too. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I totally get why they think I'm that guy. You know, because of the Jenna thing.
Yeah.
And I seem like I'm that guy. And I don't know how to break it that I'm not that. That's not exactly what's going on. And then Becca actually, after we broke up, was like about to go on my Reddit and type and clear it all up, and she had it all typed up, but then it didn't let her post because you need X karma to post on my Reddit or something. And then I was like, I actually haven't posted on my own Reddit either because I don't use Reddit and I don't have karma to post it. One time I tried to post on my own Reddit, I couldn't post. I made an account. So
okay.
Yeah, there were a couple times where like there was some girl and I play guitar, right? And I was like playing guitar and like sing a song that I like, but like Elliott Smith, Angelus. I play a song. It's a song in Good Will Hunting. And then the girl would be like, "Whoa, it's so cool!" And I'd be all smiling and stuff, and then people would be like, "Oh my God, you guys are so cute together. You need to be together." And then like making just that it is making me think about that is weird already.
Oh my God, I know what you mean.
I would normally just I'm just like, I'm just playing guitar,
time,
you know, whatever, you know, like. Lily played piano for me. It's not like it's fucking romantic or something.
Yeah.
She played for me for hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. With Paulina. Okay, Paulina was this is what happened. They want to hear about that. Okay, so I was streaming in Japan the first time I was in Japan, and I'm very hyped on life at the time because I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I love IRL streaming. Like, so exciting. This was after... Oh, I never even finished the story. I was at Sea Story Cup with Forsen and Osaka, and then I didn't want to go home. Can I continue that story? That's good. It all links together. So I asked Forsen and Nani to go with me to Japan because I was like, I don't want to go home. It sounds fun to just keep doing things. Nani's like, yeah, we're going. And then like Forsen's like, actually, like let's plan it for the future. Whatever. So I ended up flying by myself. Instead of taking my return flight from Germany to Austin, just go to Tokyo by myself. It was really awesome. And I was like listening to Lost in Translation music in headphones, walking around, and I even wanted to stay in the hotel from that movie because I liked the movie so much. Having a great time, like time of my life. That it feels like years I was there, but it was only like months, years and years, longer than my whole time streaming Hearthstone for sure. It feels longer. And how does this loop back? Oh yeah, Paulina. So what happened was I was streaming, and there was this like tall, attractive girl just at a corner with a guy. And while I'm streaming, I'm like more confident, and I was just like, "Hey, what's up?" Even though she was with a guy. Mm-hmm. And then she responded to me, asked what I was doing, I think, and I could watch it and see what actually happened because I don't remember. Memory's so imperfect that I wonder how off this story is. And then I told her I was streaming on Twitch, and she knew what Twitch was because she watched Dota, because all Russian people fucking love Dota for some reason.
Yeah.
And she's actually from Belarus, but speaks Russian. So it turns out this guy that was just following her, and it wasn't even a guy she was with. And then she ended up going with me around Tokyo, and we went to a karaoke place, and she was singing, and it was like she like almost cried when singing some songs, so something emotional from her past maybe. And we had a really good time, and everyone liked us a lot together. Mm-hmm. And it turned out she was there for modeling. She was like a hired model there for months, And then she was like thinking that I'll never talk to her again after this whole thing happened. So I was like, no, we'll at least hang out somewhere else again. Like, we'll go somewhere else. And then I planned a trip with Forsen and Nani to Spain. So we went with Paulina. We went to Spain. We streamed there for a while. And that was...
You weren't seeing anyone at the time, right?
No, I wasn't seeing anybody at the time. What happened was it was kind of restrictive. We weren't actually dating, but anytime she'd see me on a stream with a girl around, I think she'd feel a little uncomfortable. She kept messaging me about it.
Did she like you?
Oh, she likes me a lot.
Did you like her?
I told her from the beginning that I'm not in the mood at the time for any relationship. I told her from the beginning because I wanted to feel like a good guy because I have this history of being a bad guy. And I was just like, look, really not into any relationship stuff. And I purposely I didn't want to have sex or anything done to lead her on, Mm-hmm. But then she was like, you actually led me on more.
Her on a trip.
Yeah, she said I actually led her on more by not having sex with her and bringing her on a trip than just having sex with her and leaving, which I didn't realize is true. Okay. So if you just have sex with a girl and peace out, then they're not led on because they as much, I guess.
I mean, if it's
compared to like hanging out more.
Both people understand that it's a one night stand, and then if you ghost them, like they know they're freaking ghosted. But
I was trying to be the good guy by not having sex with her.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
What happened afterwards?
When she kept texting me when I was like just streaming and trying to have fun, and we weren't together, and like it was uncomfortable for me. Mm-hmm. Then one time I kind of went off and I was just like, I told you I didn't want it to be together, and I think you're really fun, but it's just like it's too much, and now I feel like an asshole.
You were going to work with Reynad on this game.
Yeah.
And then
all right,
let's
talk about this.
All right.
I'm fucking ready. Okay, so I'm at Reynad's after we do the Lemonade Stand stream, and
I want to keep them because I know to like put you in good spirits.
Yeah, I'm in a great mood now. Okay, I'm with Reynad after we do the Lemonade Stand stream. We're having a good time. He made physical cards of his card game, which is the cutest thing ever, I think. His passion for card games, right? Yeah. And then he also has like already a digital version you could play. We passed like a laptop to each other to play on one computer. And the card game's kind of like Slay the Spire, but multiplayer. It's really cool. Super awesome. And when I played it, I was like, wow, I actually like Slay the Spire, and this is like better. I love this.
Yeah.
It's then I was hyped, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's work together. And then he needed investors, and I was like, dude, you don't need investors. I'm a Jew. I'm here. I made money with stocks and streaming. We got this. Yeah. So, so I was like, yeah, I can fund the whole thing. Fuck yeah, let's do it. Okay. Which was really expensive, by the way. Like people thought it was less expensive than it was, but I didn't think his numbers were reasonable. Actually, now that I look back.
7 figures?
Yeah, 7 figures.
Damn.
Yeah, it was 7 figures. So I didn't think his numbers were reasonable at the time. And I was like, dude, we can just hire people. Like, we don't have to go hire some real game studio. You can hire people in Twitch chat. They're so happy to work on this. And they'll do the job just fine. And, whatever. And we had a big argument about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, damn, already this is like an argument one day into us wanting to work together on this game 50-50.
That's not the best
And then also
sign.
like on design direction, I wanted a few things different about the card game, but he knows card games better probably, like designing them.
If you're 50-50, how do you even make decisions?
It's so hard. So we didn't know what the fuck to do. And actually, we didn't know what the fuck to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, yeah, this isn't really going to work. I'll be a small investor in this. I'm not going to go like all in on this shit because it was all in. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We'll do this again soon, maybe sometime on your podcast as well. Yeehaw.
I like this setting too, though. It's
nice.
Good.
I'm glad. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great night. Do you have anything you want to say to the chat?
Oh, last thing. I am doing a podcast with Mark Merrill, the co-creator of League.
Ooh.
That's on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. That'll be hype. Wednesday, do you know what time?
I didn't pick a time yet. Fucking noon or something. Noon.
Wednesday, twitch.tv/Reckful. You can follow him there so you'll see when he goes live.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.